Welcome to another episode of my series, Teching You Out. My name is Chloe George. I am a creative entrepreneur, friends lover, interior designer, lover of all things tech and digital, but most importantly, your new biz BFF. In this series, I will walk you through the ins and outs of the tech software you will need to automate, organize, and elevate your biz so you can get back to doing the things you love most, which is creating. So make sure to check it out. Welcome back to another Teching You Out series. In today's tech tutorial, I am going to teach you how to use Zapier to automate and simplify your business. So why is Zapier important? Well, Zapier allows you to automate your business so you can spend less time on the boring stuff. I started this business to really help entrepreneurs connect the dots in their business, and using Zapier for your business allows you to do just that. It's like your business wingman, and in this video, I will show you how I use mine to help elevate my business practices. So today I'm going to talk about Zaps. So what are Zaps? So Zaps are this cool new software system, developer, all of that good stuff. They allow you to automate your business in the coolest ways. So, for example, I have a Zap that I'm going to show you what that looks like. When a new form gets submitted, this is specifically for my client inquiry. When this form gets submitted, it automatically creates a card in Trello on a specific board that I've planned out. So it's super cool. I mean, I'm going to show you just a few things that you can do with Zap. If you want to check it out, just go to Zapier.com and then just hit explore. On the explore page, it's going to tell you find ways for Zapier to handle repetitive tasks in the apps you use every day. And I'm talking about so many ways that you can save time. This is what this channel is about. This is what my business is about. It's saving you time so that you can work in your business, not on your business. So these are the examples, I guess, the more popular ones. So share content across social media, send new leads a personal message, notify your team about leads. I mean, it's just a plethora of things that you can do. So for example, I'm going to show you just a quick, it does say select apps you use to see guided workflow. So let's just say you use your Gmail a lot. So we're going to click on Gmail, and I'm going to show you what exactly are some of the workflows that they've provided for us. I'm not sure why it's doing anything. Okay, so let's say Zap and Trello. Let's see those both together. I'm not sure why they're not clicking. Okay, so these are some examples. This is not the only ways that you can do this or that you can create Zaps using your email. These are just suggestions. So this one says send an email when a new lead comes in. So if you have your Facebook ad set up and you want to know not in real time, but like let's say you want to know in your email that you've got a new lead, you can go ahead and set that up. You can get email notifications or send follow-ups to new Typeform respondents. So whoever fills out a Typeform form, you can get the follow-ups to your email. You can save new Gmail attachments to Google Drive. Let's say you get a lot of attachments because of your business is heavily, I guess, based on contracts and things like that, and you kind of want to make sure that you save those. It'll automatically save it for you from an email. You can save new emails matching certain traits to a spreadsheet, so you can get that information that you need to create, but to make your market research, whatever it is that you need, like that. They even have things like share Instagram photos to Twitter automatically, which I know it does inside the app, but this is just another way, I guess, it's giving you to do that as well. Then you send emails via Gmail when Google Sheet roles are updated. Create Trello cards from new Gmail threads. I mean, the list goes on. And this one specifically, this create Trello cards from new Gmail threads. That is super important for when you are working with a team. So you create the Trello cards. And if you have let's say even your client, to be honest, if you have kind of a conversation that's going on and off, and there's just 15 email threads in that one email, you can kind of organize it just a little bit better by creating boards. And those boards you can share with your team, with your VA, and things like that, and even your clients. So that's pretty awesome. And then you can create Trello cards from new start Gmail emails, and that's specifically for business Gmail accounts only. Send Gmail messages when new contracts are added to ClickFunnels if you use ClickFunnels for your business. So you can also post on Twitter. Now, Twitter and Facebook do not connect in the opposite direction. So this is pretty cool that you can post on Twitter the same content that you posted on Facebook. So again, this is just like these small little things that Zaps can do. There's so many more, and that's what I'm here to do, is kind of figure out what you need to make your business work, and kind of your starting point to your end point. So I'm going to show you in this video just pretty much just how to set up an account, not really how to do these apps or how to create them. I'm going to show you a simple one, and then that's really something that you can kind of dive in to know what you need. But a quick conversation with me, I can already tell you what you're going to need, what zaps you're going to need, and things like that. So depending on how many zaps you like, I always tell all of my clients that it is a great idea to have a package, not a free package, which is okay, because if you're busy in your business and you just want to get everything automated and spend less time sending emails, sending contracts, XYZ, blah blah blah, you can create a create a free plan. But I would really suggest that you upgrade to one of these more. Now, professional, I don't think a lot of us business owners will need this unless you're really, really up there where you're rocking it in gear and you have a lot of things to do. So yes, this would be great. But I think the perfect starting point, one, always start for free, of course. You can see how it works. You can see the things that it does. And then as you do more tasks and things like that, you can definitely upgrade, because there's going to be things in the starter, or I'm sorry, in the free version that you cannot do unless you've upgraded to at least at the minimum a starter package. And that's doing multiple steps in a Zap, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to show you kind of when you go to Zap. I'm going to open up a incognito window because that one has all of my information. So it's pretty simple to start a starter account. You go to Zap, you just literally hit sign up. Now, you can, I made it easier on myself to kind of just integrate a lot of the things that I find with my Google account, which is also my business account. But you can set it up any way you want. You can do your work email, first and last name, and then just hit sign up. That is it. That is as easy as it gets to do your Zap account. So choose any one of those methods, or create an account by offering your work email address, your first and last name, and then agreeing to the terms of service and signing up. Now, once you have your page set up, you will be dropped into what is called My Apps, or your apps dashboard, I should say. So this is the amazing part. It kind of guides you on what you want to do depending on what apps you're looking at, right? So let's just say, for example, these are recommended to me, but I'm going to tell you what these are. So I use Trello for business, have for years, is one of my favorite apps tools ever. And this particular one says create Trello cards and Google Sheets role for new start emails, save new Gmail attachments like we were touching on earlier. But it also has ConvertKit. So let's say that you are in Squarespace Okay. And then you want to connect your Squarespace forms to your ConvertKit. Let's say that's what you use, and you don't use MailChimp, which is what I use, and you do ConvertKits. Now, it asks you, when this happens, then do this. So it's almost like, if this happens, do that. That's where your automation comes in. And that's how easy it is to create your Zap. Now, when it gets difficult and it starts, you're doing 4, 5, 6 different steps. Again, that's when we can have a chat and we can have a conversation on how we can set that up to make sure your workflows are kind of nice, clean, they make sense, and they're always working properly. So in this case, it's asking to connect to Squarespace, or connect Squarespace to ConvertKit. So now you want to tell Zaps, I keep calling it Zaps, but Zaps are what you you create. You want to tell Zapier what to do with these two programs. Like, what are you asking, right? So we want to select the trigger. Now, it doesn't have an entire abundance of different things that it can do, but the ones that they do have are, so you want to start, do you want to start now in Squarespace on ConvertKit, or ConvertKit to Squarespace, like, which way you want to do it. For this example, we're going to use a new form submission, right? So every time we get somebody signing up on a new form, I want them to be sent to ConvertKit, let's say, and I want that form person who filled out the form, I want them to be added to an email sequence, right? So automatically someone fills out your form. Now remember, you are going to get that form wherever that form lives. In the previous video, I did a whole how to create your guest form and where it's stored in Squarespace. So let's just say your form submissions goes to your email. So all that information is in your email. Well, now that's going to go to your email so you can have the information, and even a Trello board if you want to set that up as well. But you want to save that email and add it to your email sequence list, because it's super, 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 super important to create and build your email list. If you don't do anything else in your business, if you don't ever do social media, if you're not on TikTok and IG and Facebook and all of these things, at the very least, besides your website, always have a website. Of course, this is a non-negotiable, but always have an email list. And I went over a few videos back. I think maybe one of my first ones is how to create a lead magnet for your email list in MailChimp. I'm going to do more like in ConvertKit, but for now, I did a MailChimp one. But you always want to build your email list. So for this example, I'm going to add the subscriber, whoever this person was that filled out my form. One of the requirements is their email address. So I'm going to add that person to an email sequence. So it's going to say add subscriber to sequence, right? And now in ConvertKit, it's going to say add subscriber to sequence in ConvertKit when new form submission is in Squarespace. So we're going to hit try it. Now, I don't personally have a ConvertKit, so this is going to try to get into my ConvertKit, but I don't really have one. So up here, you can rename this entire thing. Like, this title is way too long. So we're just going to do, say, form to email list. That's for you. No one's going to see that about yourself. So that just shows up for you. So you can rename it to whatever you'd like. So now, here we are. So now we're starting to create the workflow that we had set up in our head. We want every time there's a client inquiry or somebody fills out a form for the podcast, usually the client inquiry, right? Because that person is interested in us. So we want to capture their email. We want to add them on, bring them on board, and, be part of our community. because they may be a lead, but they may not necessarily turn into your client right away, right? So you kind of want to keep nurturing them, kind of want to keep showing up in their email. So when we hear the trigger is a new form submission in Squarespace. So a trigger is what triggers the Zap to turn on and do what it needs to do. So we're going to choose the account. This is going to say Squarespace account required. And then we're going to hit, this is my website. So I've already linked it in Zapier, but this is my account, and you just hit continue. When you hit continue, you're going to choose the value, which is just pretty much choose the form. So I have quite a few different forms located in my website, but for this instant, let's just say I want them to be under the guest co-host, right? So let's just say I want that. Then I'll do continue. Now this part is super important. It tells you to test your trigger so that it knows that it's actually finding the correct form, and it'll tell you if they had an issue. It'll actually give an error message if it didn't work. So you always want to hit test trigger, and then it says we found the form. This form that I chose was found in your Squarespace account. So we want to hit continue. Okay, so now you've chosen your form in Squarespace. Now, because you want to take that form, that person, whatever they filled out, and you want to add it to your ConvertKit, this is the ConvertKit section. I should have done this in MailChimp just to have that set up. But add subscriber to sequence in ConvertKit. Then you're going to make sure that you have ConvertKit, or you can change the option. I'm going to actually change it to MailChimp because I don't have ConvertKit, and it's going to ask me for a password that I don't have. So I changed it to MailChimp, but you can change it to the other, whatever email company you use to send out your email blasts and your newsletters. You can use that and choose that. So the action event is going to be add subscriber. Let's see. So these are different options. So you're going to do add update subscriber. Add a new subscriber to an audience of your choosing can be used to update an existing subscriber too. So let's say that client that you are talking about is already in your email list, but they've wanted to reach out to you. They filled out your contact form or whatever the case may be. If need be, and that email list, or they have a change, or they changed, not changed their name, but maybe you have them with a nickname or just an email address. Actually, MailChimp and Zap will kind of update that list, that subscriber for you. So add a new subscriber to an audience of your choosing. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to hit continue. So it's going to ask me again for my account, which is this one. It's going to hit continue. And if your account is not there, that means you just haven't logged into it. So now this is the meat and potatoes of the Zap, right? So now we're going to set up the action. Setting up an action is pretty much what you want this Zap to do. So you're going to hit the audience. You're going to figure out which one of these you want that new form submission or the new lead to go. So if you've started, you can have, as you know, with MailChimp, ConvertKit, and all these other mail providers, you can have a lot of email sequences to send to different people. You can, even if it's just one email list and you want to send it to this one certain person, you can do that. So this will list all the newsletters or campaigns that you've created in your account. So for mine, let's just say I'm going to send this to welcome new members, right? Because this is a new client, a potential client. So we're going to do that. Now here, it says subscriber email. So you're like, but what are you talking about? How am I going to get the subscriber email when I don't even know? Well, that's what they filled out in that form, remember? So now the email address of the subscriber you want to subscribe to this audience Please don't type an email address in this field. Instead, this should use a value from a previous step in your Zap. So again, that email is coming from the form that this potential client just filled out for you. So you click on enter text, and you see here, we're going to show all options. All the options that you've put in that form, it automatically kind of lists them for you. So you want to insert data from this actual information. So because we're looking for a subscriber email, we're not going to do form name. We're going to actually do the email address that they provide for you. So we hit email address, and that Zap is going to read that email address. Grab that email address from the guest form to start to Zap. So we're going to grab that. If you need a double opt-in, you can choose that if you'd like. If you want to update, you can update existing. If that, again, that subscriber is already on your list, you can update that. You can replace groups. This is determine what changes to make to the subscribers groups. I don't really use that, so that's not a big deal. This one is super important if you have kind of created like this tag thing in your email client list of if you do tabs, not tabs, if you do tags on new client, old client, potential lead, whatever it is that you want, you can choose that value. Again, this all comes from your email client. I don't usually use tags, so that's why I have no options available. Now here, if you want to add this information onto the form, which you kind of want to do, right? So that you can, when you do send out your email blast, it can kind of personalize the information. So we want to do the first name. And where's the first name coming from? Again, from that form. So we're going to pull up all of our information. We're not going to do the form name because we don't need to know what the form name is, because when you send out an email, it's going to say, hi, guest co-host. And that's not what you want, all right? You want to address the person by their name. So we want to do name. In the second data, this is the last name. This is optional. But if you require it in the form, might as well just do it. So this would be name, and then this would be name, last name. So you want to do last name, and then the subject. So the subject could be the same subject that you actually put in your form. So just hit subject. And then the message, this is optional. You can plug in any one of these fields. So let's just say, for me, it would be super, like, I'm just adding this person to the email address, so I don't really need a message. So we're just going to skip that. And then we're going to hit continue. Now, once you hit continue, it's going to tell you you want to test this action because you want to make sure that Zap got it right, and that whatever information that Zapier needs to create this automated action for you is actually correct. So we just want to make sure that everything looks good. Yes, the audience is welcome new members. That's the subscriber sequence I'm going to send them to. The subscriber email is coming from the form. Double opt-in, no, I didn't do that. If they're in my list, yes, update it. The first name, actually, I made a boo-boo because the first name is I should have just picked the first name, but you can always edit that. This is not, once you turn the Zap on, it's not set in stone. You can come back, update it, delete it, all of that. So once you're done and everything looks good, you want to go ahead and have the system tested. So you want to hit test, and it'll come back and tell you if there's an error. So see, the subscriber cannot be sent to MailChimp. MailChimp ran into an error, forgotten email not subscribed, was permanently deleted and cannot be re-imported. The contact must resubscribe to get back on the list. So in this particular case, there's something that's on my end that's, I don't know, messed up or whatever. But you can, if you come up with an error, you're going to go back to setup action and kind of fix this situation. Whatever's going on here, let's just say, you fix that. then you go ahead and, like, in this one, the name, this is the wrong information. I want the name, first name only. So name, first name, last name, so forth. Then you hit continue. There's something going on with this email address. I have to figure that out. Real life, y'all, real life. So for some reason it says that. But once you're ready and everything's good. If this had said test action error, congrats, this has gone through, or whatever that message says, it's going to tell you at the bottom, turn the Zap on. So then it'll have like this little on off switch over here. And I'm going to show you what one of them that actually went through looks like, because I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this email. But okay, so so automatic inquiry. So this is one I created for my clients, right? So whenever a client fills out a form on my website, they get added to a subscriber list. And if you notice over here, it does say that this is on. So when I tested this information, this automatically, anytime they fill out a form, it updates and sends them to a specific email sequence. And this one specifically is for new clients. So it tells them when to expect to hear from me, what to do next, etc., etc. So it's kind of like that first good basis. Like, so if you're, like I always say, sitting on the couch, watching your TV, binging on Bachelor, doing all the things, you get a new lead, somebody's signing that up, they automatically, and I'm talking about within a minute, sometimes a minute or two, depending on the service, within a minute or two, they get that nice, beautiful email from you that says, hey, we received your information. This is where to find me. This is what to do next. I'm going to show you what that looks like real quick. Let me just log into my MailChimp. And I'm going to show you what that email campaign looks like. So, okay, so they changed this up on me. So sometimes I don't know what the heck this looks like. Okay. Okay, so here's my new client inquiry. So it's just a welcome message. I named it welcome message, but it's not a welcome message. It's actually tells them how to get in contact with me after they filled out the form. So they fill out the form. Here's the email that goes out. It just says my name, my little banner. Thanks for your inquiry. How it works. I have a little text and let's chat first before we go on to actually setting up a meeting. So text and let's chat, and then schedule your phone call or video chat. And that's it. That goes out to them automatically in a minute or two. So if you're sitting at home, like I said, watching your Bachelors, watching Bridgerton, watching all the things, chilling, getting those client inquiries, this is working in the background for you, so that all you have to do, the next step, you're going to get a text. So in my case, I'm going to get a text saying, hey, I want to chat, and it automatically sends me a text with the information that I need to kind of continue the conversation again while I'm just chilling in my couch. And then at the same time, once they've done that, they go ahead and they'll still have this email ready and available. And even if they haven't clicked it when they text you, I can quickly say, oh, we can have a quick conversation. We'll chat real quick, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, I can be like, that email, just go ahead and schedule your phone call. And it sends it to my calendar. So that is it. That is how to set up your Zaps. It is super duper, how many times I said that in this video, important for you to build and grow your business so that you can stop doing busy work and just do the things that you like to do. Work in your business. Let me do these things for you. Until next time, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm not going to do an intro. I'm not going to do an outro on this one because I'm batch recording and I look the same. So I'm just gonna leave it to your imagination that I am here, and I'll see you again on the next one. Please, please, please leave me a comment and let me know what you'd like me to teach on next. Let's grow your business. Let's get this automated. Let's get this going for 2021. I'm pumped to show you. As always, please subscribe, please share with a friend, and see you next Tuesday on another Taking You Out video.